What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're gonna be going over and talking about the new leaks that we got in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. And we're also, I'm not gonna be, talking about how good everyone's gonna be. Well, I am, but not my full breakdown, right? I'm gonna have everybody's release used, so we're gonna be talking about how their release is in MyTEAM. And we're also going to be talking about how I think this is going to be one of the best overall drops yet of NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, before we dive any further into that, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure you smash that subscribe button as we're on the road towards 110,000 subscribers. So here's you guys see, we got Jabari Smith, Chris Bosh. We also do get Bennedict Mathurin as well as Jason Richardson. And then Ousmane Dieng as well as Nicolas Batum. Now here's the deal, okay? I'm gonna start off by ranking our overall the worst card here, and that Amethyst Nicolas Batum. Now when I say worst card, it's not like the card is just absolutely horrible. It's just like his release, simply put, is not good, okay? I can't say that about a lot of guys in this drop, because a lot of guys in this drop have a really good release. It's just Nicolas Batum is not one of them. When you look at past years, Nicolas Batum has always been a really solid budget option. I just don't see him being quite that, and it all has to do with his release. If you guys don't believe me, go into freestyle with Batum. And it's just, I'm not going to sit here and say it's like horrible or anything like that. It's just, in my opinion, not what it's been in past years. Now this Dieng dude, he can play. Okay, and I'm gonna start off by just showing you guys what his gold card looks like. Now, I went into shoot around with this card, and is his release the quickest? No. I'd be lying to say it's that quick. But talk about a guy that's literally chicken in MyTEAM. It's this Dieng guy, man. I shot around with him for a little bit, and I think even with this gold card, I know it's shoot around with the 67 3 ball. I greened like 7 or 8 threes in a row. Like, I was literally just greening on repeat with this card. So, absolutely was a big fan of his release for what it is. I'm not going to sit here and say, it was, the best release in the game or even as good as some of the other cards. But he's a 6'10 small forward, power forward. He's going to be fast. He's going to be able to at least defend decently. Going to have a decent enough 3 ball. I like his release. I'm telling you guys, at the small forward position, he is going to be up there with being one of the best. I'm telling you guys that right now. This Dieng guy is going to be one of the best. And I know a lot of people are going to like Nicolas Batum, but trust me when I say Nicolas Batum is not even remotely close to being as good as this Dieng guy is. The next duo that we see here is Bennedict Mathurin as well as Jason Richardson. Now let's start with Mathurin here. Okay, here's the card we saw last year. This year he's 6'7 instead of being 6'6. His player model is solid, and the gold card already has a 76 3 ball, a 79 speed, and a 73 lateral quickness. Newsflash, guys, those stats as a diamond are all going to boom, okay? They're all going to go way up. Combine that with one of the quickest releases. I would compare his release to Scottie Pippen's release, okay? As long as he gets it on quick, which the first card had, I would compare his release to Scottie Pippen's. When I shot around with him, that's kind of what I personally felt. MJ dribble style as well. I mean, this card is going to be absolutely elite in MyTEAM, guys. I'm just throwing that one out there. Do not be surprised if he's a top 5 shooting guard. Do I think he's going to be as good as Vince? No. But he's going to be like 30,000 MT, and the dude is going to be absolutely elite. Now, for Jason Richardson, I got to look and see. Do we have a Jason Richardson yet? No, we don't, okay? But Jason Richardson in past years, here's kind of what you look like. His release is basically the same, okay? So expect kind of that same release. Expect probably similar stats and badges to what this card's got. Honestly, we saw him September 21st last year. I expect him to be very similar. Now, if his diamond card looks like this, I don't think he plays over a guy like Mathurin. I don't think he even plays over a guy like Danny Green, to be honest with you. His release is not bad. I need you guys to understand that. I shot around with Jason Richardson, and I mean, he can hoop a little bit. His release is just fine. Some things like that. But I just don't expect him to be as good as Mathurin. So I honestly expect both these Evos in Dieng as well as Mathurin to be better than, their shades of player as well, Jason Richardson and Nicolas Batum. That's where we're at so far. Then we get to Jabari Smith Jr., who I just shot around with him. Again, pretty smooth release in shoot around when I shot around with him. And Chris Bosh, who also has a very good release in my team. I'm telling you guys right now, Chris Bosh might be the highlight of the drop, okay? Let's start with this. I don't know if we've got a Chris Bosh card yet in my team. We don't. But let's look at Chris Bosh in the past. Here's what you're looking at, okay? 6'11", 7'3" wingspan. I get it. His interior defense, some things like that is not going to be great. Again, we saw Chris Bosh September 28th last year. Expect his stats to look pretty similar to this. Now, if his stats look similar to this, I think he's going to be very similar to a Blake Griffin type of player in my team. Although the difference is Blake Griffin's going to be able to move a little better handling the ball. Chris Bosh, in my opinion, is probably going to be a better standstill shooter because I think his release is going to be that little bit better. As far as his speed, I mean, hopefully it's a little bit improved from last year, but I have high hopes for what this Chris Bosh is going to provide. Last year we saw a diamond. We're seeing a pink diamond Chris Bosh this early in my team. That's a shades of Jabari Smith Jr. I honestly expect both these cards to be really good. Like Jabari Smith Jr., for example. I'm just going to pull up his card here really quick for you guys. Here's what you're looking at. A 6'10 guy with a 7'2 wingspan at that power forward position. His 3-ball and speed we know is going to be solid. It's what is the defense really going to be like? Is it going to be good enough to play? Because his release on quick is really good as long as he gets it on quick. And that's all you really need at that power forward position. So I'm going to sit here and say this, guys, because I know a lot of people, you know, that have gotten Zion, have gotten a lot of these guys. I'm not saying there's a card that we're going to get tomorrow that's going to be better than Zion. I'm not saying there's a card that we're going to get tomorrow that's better than Blake. But all I'm going to say is if you have $1 million MT invested in the MJs of the world, invested in the Zions, Vinces of the world, invested in the Blakes of the world, this drop hurts you guys, and in my opinion, quite a bit. Okay, because these cards we're going to get tomorrow are all going to be good, especially when you look at this new Dieng guy. He's going to be fantastic, and especially when you look at Bennedict Mathurin. I think those two cards are going to be the highlight of the sets, as well as Chris Bosh could be the new best center in my team. I feel like right now, the undisputed best center, I mean, outside of, you know, the lock-ins for the trophy case, outside of that, as far as packable players, is Blake Griffin. I feel like everybody, you know, is like, yes, Ty, Blake's the best center in the game. It's not really a question. It's Blake, it's Blake, it's Blake. But I think that tide might change come tomorrow. And you guys might think I'm wrong, but I'm really excited about this content drop tomorrow. When I look up and down, Dieng's going to be good. Bennedict Mathurin's going to be good. Jason Richardson's going to be solid. This dude, Jabari Smith Jr., should be really good as long as his player build's better than it was last year. And Chris Bosh could be one of the best bigs in the game. And so I am absolutely in love with this shades of drop because when we look at the shades of drops that we've seen in the past, every player that's a diamond and below is a buyout. So the only card here that's gonna be really expensive is Chris Bosh. Jabari Smith Jr., he's not gonna be expensive. He's at max gonna be what, 40,000 MT? Same thing goes for Bennedict Mathurin. Same thing goes basically for Jason Richardson. I mean, these cards are all going to be relatively inexpensive, and I think that's a massive W for my team. Is Nicolas Batum, and I gotta say this, is Nicolas Batum for budget players gonna be okay? Yes. The problem I have with him is I just don't love his release, and the release matters quite a bit early on in my team, but I'm really liking what we're seeing as far as what's to come tomorrow. I think for budget ballers, this is a really, when I say budget ballers, you know, cards that can't afford the Michael Jordans, the Vinces of the world. I think this is going to be a great content drop. Don't be surprised if Dieng is barely worse than Jason Tatum. Don't be surprised when Bennedict Mathurin is basically as good as Michael Jordan. Don't be surprised when Jabari Smith Jr. is a top 3 power forward in the game, because all 6 of these cards are decent. Obviously, I'm not the highest on the Nicolas Batum of the set, and obviously he's the worst. But I've shot around with every single one of these cards, and let me tell you, the only one with a below average release is Nicolas Batum. Dieng's is chicken, although it's not the quickest. Jason Richardson's not the quickest. Bennedict Mathurin is super quick. Jabari Smith Jr. is super quick. I mean, these cards are all really good in my team, and I'm just saying, I'm excited because I've been one to hold on to my MT pretty firm. I don't like spending MT. And I finally feel like we've got something in my team that's going to be worth spending on, and it's going to be relatively cheap. So if you're a budget baller, if your no money spent, for example, my no money spent squad series, this is an absolutely perfect drop for us. Because if you've got 80,000 MT, you can build your team with Bennedict Mathurin, you can build your team with Ousmane Dieng, and you can build your team with Jabari Smith Jr., Evo Ousmane, and before you know it, you've got one of the best squads in the entire game. And that is what really, really does excite me. But that is going to wrap it up for our video today, guys. Let me know down below in the comments which of these 6 cards you guys are most excited about. For me, I'm excited about every single one of them. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.